Completed day 2 yesterday with the coaches class in Troutville, Virginia, and you can see here this place is absolutely awesome. But anyway, we had some trees of paradise, some stressed out cherry trees, and I think a couple locust trees that needed to be removed. We've set those up, going through the felling, we've set those up for working today and tomorrow with some storm situations, pressures and binds. And so we got all that pretty much set up. We're going to be doing a little bit of classroom stuff this morning, going over what we did yesterday with the felling, and let them start doing a little definition session and getting to understand a little bit about how the training process goes on. So looking forward to that. Had a great group, I think, and it picked it all up pretty well yesterday. Little windy this morning, but absolutely amazing. It's beautiful, about 60 degrees out here. The sky is almost clear. As you can see behind me, beautiful sunrise out there. Today is our day 4 with the coaches workshop, and more or less this morning we'll be inside working on some presentations. Yesterday they finished up the storm debris version of it, and so we're going to be talking about felling today and also the storm sawing portion as it affects our planning and also as our presentation. So the guys will be working on that today. It's going to be a good one. They'll be back out doing some sawing and some more sharpening and those kinds of things later this afternoon. Then tomorrow they'll be putting together presentations. It's our last day in Troutville. We'll be heading out of here about mid-afternoon. We're going to finish up with the class today. The guys went over in teams and put together their training portions. We've separated them each into different topics, and they put together their plans yesterday afternoon for their presentations today. Got a couple folks coming in are going to kind of be the trainees, and the guys are going to do a job of putting everything that they've learned this week into practice by modules. So it's kind of interesting to see how they picked it up and how they can take and pass it along. And I think that's important from the standpoint for supervisors or co-workers or anybody is trying to get that information from here over to somebody else. And so that's the key of these coaches classes. So y'all have a great one. We're going to be headed after this to over to Illinois. We'll be around Joliet and Crystal Lake all next week up in Illinois. So looking forward to that. Talk to you soon. Good sawing.
You're going to get away from the tree. Not very quick at all. What's another important factor to take in on your escape route?
Your angle that you're going to run away from it.
Right, or your good side, bad side, right?
Right.
So on this tree, which would be your good side or your bad side?
This side would be the good side.
Right. And why is that?
Because
you got lean. You got some side lean over here, right? Why do we have escape route? To get away from what?
That tree from
Get away from that stump. And why do we want to get away from that stump? Where do most injuries happen?
15 feet within the stump.
Right. It's a big one. We don't want to be standing around, watching. It's okay if you're on your escape route. If you got a clean escape route and you want to watch and look, that's great, because what else can happen when that tree falls and you're escaping out of the route?
Come back.
You get throwback, right?
If you don't know it and that tree followed, you don't know it, and that's a bad situation. This saw just doesn't particularly have one, but you can use this line right here where it divides the air cleaner. So what you'll do is you'll walk up to the tree. So when you finish your notch is 100% square with that, with your target, right? You want to identify different pressures when we go to actually cutting. What would you think the pressure is, say, right here be? Where would be your tension, where would be your compression? It's got 2 points of contact and a gap in between, so gravity's going to take care of that for you. Cross limbs as you're going up. Another thing, you should always go from the bottom toward the top. That way you can control how it's going down to the ground. More limbs go up, it's actually sitting on those limbs, so we're going to have to take care to actually get those cut.
Go through and you identify your compression and your tension.
To get rid of, you have to watch on them too. They're loaded in about every direction. They can go back, they can go side to side, because it could be pinned at different angles. So you have to watch where you're standing when you're working on one. If you have one that's big enough to be above your head, you can stand directly underneath it and cut the thing off and allow it to go back up away from you. But on stuff that's below head level, you need to be back 45 to the rear of it. So that way, if it does spring, it's not going to get you. You need to be behind it. If it swings side to side, or if it happens to jump back. And the way you determine where to cut one of these, you come out, and you need to come up from the stump. You use your hand, come up straight off the stump, and then come off the top of the arch. Make that 90 degrees, and you're looking for the 45 in the middle, which will tell you where to cut it off to have the least amount of force on the push back or the swing. I checked this thing and I know where to cut it at now. So I'll give it a try. 70 degrees on your notch. The way the steels and the Husqvarnas are made, you hold the saw in this first curve and come down, and then take it around for your bottom cut to the bottom of the handle. That's going to give you a perfect, that 70 to 90 degree notch.